This is my 2001 996 Carrera 4. The Carrera 4 means it's a four-wheel drive. If you hear the word C2 or Carrera 2, that's a two-wheel drive. This is my first 911. I came from owning a Porsche Cayman, which was a great car. It was a base model, 2008 base model. Low miles, great car, but it just seemed small. It seemed very light and fun, very balanced because it's mid-engine, but it felt like a little car. It felt very light, which for some people, I guess they would like that. I wanted a 911, so I drove one for the first time, and I actually drove a couple, and drove a Tiptronic car first. That's the semi-automatic transmission. And then I drove the 6-speed C4, this car here, and oh my gosh, what a difference. It's just so much more fun. I thought I wanted an automatic, but it just didn't shift the way I like. It was different. Not really what I thought it would be. But this car's fantastic. It's great to drive in the mountains. You can really feel I've never had an all-wheel drive car, and you can really feel it pull in the mountains. I take it to North Georgia and drive it, do some spirited driving up there. And coming out of corners, it just really feels like it pulls and digs in. I've driven two-wheel drive cars, and they're a little bit different. It's just a different driving experience. I think that when PSM kicks in and the four-wheel drive, the all-wheel drive is working, up to 40% of traction will go to the front wheels, which you really feel it. I like it a lot. This is being a convertible. It's a Cabriolet, and it has both tops. Got a hard top and a soft top, but this car is so quiet. It's so well engineered. It's so quiet inside with the soft top, you really can't tell that a hard top is not on it. And the great thing about this convertible, I thought I wanted a hard top, but I found this car and it had a hard top. I thought, well, that's the best of both worlds. With the top down and the optional wind deflector behind your head, keeping the wind off the back of your head, you don't feel the wind almost at all. I mean, your hair barely moves. So, I live in North Georgia, just north of Atlanta, and so when it's a little bit cool outside, let's say in mid-50s, I will pop the top down on a sunny day in February and go for a drive, and you barely feel the air. You can turn the air on and turn on the heated seats, and it's quite comfortable, and you get a little bit of sunshine. It's very nice. And then wind noise. You don't really get a lot of wind noise, which you can hear your radio, and yeah, it's quite pleasant to drive as a convertible. Not sure why anybody wouldn't want a convertible. I haven't driven a Targa. A Targa, they look neat, but I've heard that there are problems with the mechanism sometimes not working if it's not used all the time. So next week I am picking up a Carrera 2. It's a 2003 Carrera 2 Cabriolet. And it's a very nice looking car. I will be getting it, like I said, in a couple of days, and I will do a compare and contrast of both of these cars. I'm pretty certain it's going to feel about the same. Interior wise on the other car, it's a little bit different. This one has a leather dash, the leather package. The other one does not. It has full leather seats, but not leather dash. Other differences, I not really too much to talk about there, but I'll know more. So I think if you're in the market for a 996, or any Porsche for that matter, consider a 996. But I really think that it is the best value out there right now. And I think that prices for these cars are on the move up, given that everybody is not freaking out so much about the IMS bearing issue, which I really don't think is an issue. I mean, it's a small amount that actually fail, and they have looked at it hard enough and done the research to know what causes it, pretty much. So yeah, if you're buying one without the IMS done, just budget in. If the clutch hasn't been done, just budget in a couple $1,000s to get that done. They get cheaper all the time because more and more companies are doing the work, and then you're fine. The engines are great. And if you're looking at air-cooled and comparing them, they're a lot more expensive. And the interior in these cars are fantastic. I mean, those older cars, they look old, and they because of what they are. So get a pre-purchase inspection from a reputable guy, somebody you know, or if you're a member of the Porsche Club, join the Porsche Club or seek somebody out. And there are plenty of great shops. I know in the metro Atlanta area, there are a lot of shops that will work on Porsches and do a great job. Come highly recommended. This is my first video for YouTube, Black Slacks Garage. I will be shooting more videos, and my next one, I hope to get out next week, will be a compare and contrast of the other Porsche that I'm picking up, a C2, and do a compare of the C2 versus C4. It's a 2-year newer car than this one. Low miles, great condition. IMS bearing has been done. IMS, RMS, new clutch, pretty much all gone through. And in fact, the previous owner shared with me that there was no issue with the bearing when they did pull it out. So he did it for peace of mind. And I will do these videos probably every week. I have access to a bunch of different type cars, not all Porsches. I've got an old Lincoln Continental that is in beautiful shape, restored, and a 1961 Rolls Royce that I'd love to do a video on in the coming weeks. One thing about these cars on a cold start, my car doesn't do it, and the one I'm picking up doesn't do it either. When you on a cold start, you get a puff of blue smoke, and everybody, oh wow, you freak out because it's there's an oil drain issue somewhere. It's pretty inherent of these flat six motors that almost all of them do it, apparently. I guess that's German engineering. Well, about German engineering, it seems as though they always over-engineer just about everything. This cup holder works, but it's small, and I'm not sure I'd put anything in there because it looks like it would tip over right in your lap or into the floorboard, so I don't use them. That one does not work, and I think that's pretty typical of these cars. My Cayman had a door over here, a flat door, that had this really over-engineered system that looked rickety, and I never put a cup in it just because it looked like it would spill. So if you're looking for a car, base models are, of course, the least expensive. The S models are a lot more expensive. Well, you know, a few thousand more. in good condition. And then, you know, the jump up to the turbo model is sort of where everybody wants to be. And I think that's what I want to do next. I'd like to get an S or a turbo just to see how great they are. They're faster. The suspension is different, and I've not driven one yet, but I'm looking forward to giving it a try. So thanks for watching. I will be doing more of these, and look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.